7 News starts with breaking news.
Breaking right now, Governor Tom Wolf says the counties that defy orders and reopen before they're allowed to could be denied state funding.
That's right, Gordon. The governor just gave an update criticizing leaders who are ignoring the state's phased reopening plan.
To those politicians who decide to cave into this coronavirus, they need to understand the consequences of their cowardly act. The funding we have put aside to help with fighting this crisis will go to the folks who are doing their part.
The governor said the federal CARES Act funding will not go to counties that are putting its citizens at risk.
And he says businesses that reopen illegally could risk losing health department certificates, licenses, and insurance. Last week, Governor Wolf gave Allegheny and 12 other counties the go-ahead to transition to the yellow phase and get back to business starting this Friday. Strict social distancing guidelines will remain in place. Department stores, which are currently closed, will move into the open column. That's along with child care centers, pet groomers, and manufacturers. But they must follow health department and CDC guidelines. Restaurants and bars will have to remain for takeout and delivery only. And then there is the green phase, and that is likely a long way off. But in that phase, most of the restrictions will be lifted, and everyone would still have to follow state health guidelines. The governor has said if we start to see cases spike, we could go backwards and start shutting down businesses again.
Do not want to see that happen. The Allegheny County Health Department just released its update on coronavirus cases. Only 8 new cases reported since yesterday in Allegheny County. The total now is more than 1,500, and 1 more person has died from the virus. There have now been 123 deaths since the start of the outbreak in Allegheny County. 219 of the positive cases are among healthcare workers, or that is 14% of the COVID-19 cases in the county.
A major development at Brighton Rehab and Wellness Center in Beaver County. The Pennsylvania National Guard has been called in after at least 61 people have died at the nursing home. 11 Investigates has been calling for answers about that nursing home for weeks now. Channel 11's Liz Kilmer explains what the guardsmen will be doing at the nursing home.
State leaders say the Brighton Rehabilitation and Wellness Center has more COVID-19 deaths than any other nursing home in the state. And so this morning, members of the National Guard pulled up in these vehicles, unloaded equipment, and went on in. A welcome sight first thing Monday morning. Members of the Pennsylvania National Guard rolling up to the Brighton Rehabilitation and Wellness Center, a COVID-19 hotspot that's received criticism from families, community members, and lawmakers. Officials say more than 90% of coronavirus deaths in Beaver County have come out of the nursing home, which is also facing a class action lawsuit and cries for more transparency. Beaver County Commissioner Daniel Camp is pleased that help is now here.
I do believe that with the PA National Guard here, it's going to help in getting those accurate numbers out and letting the public know how many positive cases and how many deaths that came out of this facility.
A statement from the facility reads in part, quote, while we continue to make positive strides in our efforts to control and prevent the further spread of COVID-19, support from the National Guard will allow our facility to get much needed relief by permitting our nurses and aides to redirect their time and attention to the increasing health needs of our residents. Channel 11 cameras there as members of the National Guard unloaded equipment and went in wearing masks and gloves. They're expected to provide assistance at the facility until May 18th, supporting the Department of Health.
You know, we've been really critical of the Department of Health down in our office about needing assistance prior to this. I know Brighton Rehab reached out to them in late March for help. It's been over a month, but it's here now, so we're happy they're here.
And we are working to learn the very latest numbers. We expect more information to be released by the National Guard later this afternoon. You want to look for the very latest coming up tonight at 5. In Beaver County, I'm Liz Kilmer, Channel 11 News.
Allegheny Health Network's Cannonsburg Hospital donated 100 tote bags of groceries this morning. They're going to go to the families of the Chartiers Houston School District. This is part of a hospital-wide food drive. AHN says it's seen an outpouring of support from the community, and this is just one way to show thanks and pay it forward.
Restaurant parking lots were packed yesterday as families trying to get a meal for Mother's Day, and things got a little tense at the Red Lobster on McKnight Road in Ross Township. You could see dozens of people waited outside the restaurant. Some even brought lawn chairs. Most people were wearing masks, but there wasn't a whole lot of social distancing going on. Some say they waited in line nearly 3 hours and never got their food. Police were called in to help close the restaurant for the night.
I have a disabled mother at home waiting for her Mother's Day dinner, and now they come out here 20 minutes to 8 and say, we got to leave. Called the police and everything so there wouldn't be a riot.
Overnight, we got a statement from Red Lobster apologizing to their guests, saying their goal was to maintain high standards for health and safety. And check out the Longhorn Steakhouse up the road in Cranberry Township. Dozens of cars there also filling the lot. We're told it was the same scene at other area restaurants as well.
A Verona man is facing charges after a confrontation at Giant Eagle in Monroeville.
I'm filming. Don't touch me. I'm filming. Don't touch me. I'm filming.
This was just part of it, and it was all over wearing a mask. Nick Connolly posted the video on Facebook. Now his story is getting national attention. A security guard challenged him about not wearing a mask. He says he has a doctor's note exempting him from wearing one because of panic attacks.
No, me personally, if I was scared, I would stay home. I'm just not scared.
Giant Eagle issued a statement saying in part, we are committed to safeguarding the health and well-being of our team members and guests while creating a safe and comfortable environment for everyone. Need a mask? Take a mask. New at noon, Channel 11's Mike Holden shows us one of the ways Pittsburgh police are trying to stop the spread of the virus.
As the coronavirus pandemic continues to play out, Pittsburgh police are working to keep you safe, and it's being done one mask at a time.
It's about all of us.
The public safety initiative is called Need a Mask, Take a Mask, and it's as simple as that. Pittsburgh police have partnered with local nonprofit Global Links to make sure all residents can get a free mask and follow Governor Wolf's statewide order. Global Links donated more than 10,000 locally manufactured masks to make this initiative a reality. These newspaper boxes are now set up in front of all 6 zones in 2 Pittsburgh police substations across town. They're stocked with free, individually wrapped cloth masks. The coin operation part, where you would normally insert cash, has been disabled, so all are now welcome to come up and take a mask. They're also being handed out with grab-and-go lunches at senior and recreation centers. Pittsburgh police say there is a great need, and it's important we all do our part.
If we all wear our masks, we're going to get through this a lot quicker and a lot easier with a lot less people hurt or sick.
And for a full list of mask pickup locations, just head over to WPXI.com and the WPXI News app. And starting at 5 o'clock tonight, how Pittsburgh police are working to keep themselves safe and how others are responding to this new initiative and why they say it will make all the difference. Reporting downtown, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
Local Catholics will soon be able to head back to church. The Diocese of Greensburg told us that they are putting a plan into place to reopen by Friday, but not for Mass. Churches will be open for private prayer, and parishioners will be allowed to attend confession. A similar plan is in place for the Diocese of Pittsburgh. Churches are working on putting cleaning guidelines in place. They say masks must also be worn inside. Social halls will be used for gatherings so people can remain separated. And although you can't attend Mass in person yet, you can continue to watch the Catholic Mass from the Pittsburgh Diocese on WPXI Now, Sunday mornings at 10 a.m.
This afternoon, President Donald Trump will hold a press briefing. He is expected to talk about coronavirus testing. Meantime, the virus has hit the White House. 3 task force members are now in isolation after 2 staffers tested positive. Tracy Potts has the latest.
More step where we're literally, as the president...
Several White House officials, including the vice president, are taking a break after 2 staffers tested positive for COVID-19.
It is scary to go to work. I think that I'd be a lot safer if I was sitting at home than I would be going to the West Wing. But, you know, it's a time when people have to step up and serve their country.
3 members of the coronavirus task force are self-isolating. CDC Director Dr. Robert Redfield, FDA Commissioner Dr. Stephen Hahn, and NIH Infectious Disease Director Dr. Anthony Fauci. They'll all testify remotely to the Senate this week.
I'm very concerned that the president is pushing the country to reopen against the advice of his own healthcare experts.
Vice President Pence is not in quarantine. A senior administration official says he skipped a national security meeting this weekend out of caution after his press secretary, Katie Miller, tested positive. So did a military valet who serves the president. Pence and President Trump have both tested negative.
There's daily testing, as you may know, for people who come into contact with the president and the vice president. Everybody wants to be safe.
The White House still reeling from dismal April jobs numbers.
We'll have a better third quarter, we'll have a better fourth quarter, and next year is going to be a great year.
But May could be another tough month. Despite states reopening, officials predict 20% unemployment. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
President Trump and the White House Coronavirus Task Force, as I said earlier, is set to give us a briefing. That's going to happen at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and you can look for it live on Channel 11 and the WPXI streaming apps.
Well, scattered showers popping up on Storm Tracker, Doppler 11 radar, and strong wind gusts will push through this afternoon. Severe Weather Team 11 meteorologist Danielle Dozier is tracking the changes from home. Danielle?
Good afternoon, Gordon. Yes, I've been tracking scattered showers across the area today. We're going to continue with that chance, and it's going to be a cloudy day. Our tower camera has been shaking because of the wind that's been so strong. The temperatures in the 30s and 40s, and we'll struggle to get to the mid-40s today. Look at the winds. They're gusting up to 30 miles per hour in Pittsburgh, and we're going to continue to see them gust to 30 and 35 miles per hour as temperatures struggle here today. I am tracking a warm-up in the forecast. I'll let you know when temperatures will surge into the 60s and 70s coming up in just a few minutes.
Comedy veteran Jerry Stiller has died. Stiller launched his career opposite his wife Ann Mira in the 1950s and reemerged 4 decades later as Frank Costanza on the smash television show Seinfeld. His son Ben Stiller says his father died of natural causes. He was 92.
There is a spike in calls to poison control, and the majority are for kids. The new warning that explains why cleaning products can also be so appealing to children.
There's new help for victims of domestic violence, why the grocery store may be the safest place to find that help.
And more time to spend online for both shoppers and crooks, where Pennsylvania ranks when it comes to coronavirus scams.
You're streaming WPXI Now, your source for original local shows. Get the inside scoop on all the hot events, entertainment, and celebrities in and around Pittsburgh every week. Stream Access Pittsburgh on demand anytime on WPXI Now. Every candidate, every voice, every vote matters. From the campaign trail to your backyard, we're talking to the candidates about the big issues and to the voters who will decide the election. Channel 11 News, Decision 2020 coverage you can count on. Channel 11 News, 11 at 11. 11 minutes of news and weather before the first commercial.
Families who've stocked up on cleaning supplies and medicine to protect against coronavirus are now dealing with an unexpected and dangerous side effect, accidental poisonings.
Calls to poison control are up right now, prompting a warning from health experts. Sarah Dulliff has the story.
Planes, trains, and city streets. Across the globe, public areas scrubbed down. It's no different in private spaces. Sales of household cleaners spiking during the pandemic, along with calls to poison control.
We've seen a 50% increase in calls on disinfectants and bleaches.
Registered nurse Adina Sheriff answers poison center calls at Boston Children's Hospital and says that number involves bleaches and disinfectants, either being mixed and producing dangerous fumes or ingested by young children.
They're naturally inquisitive, they're attracted to the colors, and sometimes some of the cleaners could look like juice, so they drink them.
Nationwide, the CDC reports a 20% jump in calls to poison centers starting in March when stay-at-home orders began and there was a run on cleaning products. 40% of those increased calls involving kids under the age of 5, prompting a warning from health experts. Follow labeled directions. Don't mix chemicals. Wear protective gear. Make sure the room you're cleaning is properly ventilated, and store chemicals out of reach of children. The same goes for medications, as many households have stocked up on over-the-counter painkillers and cold medicines.
Everything should be stored up high and should be locked if you have young children in the house so they can't access it.
Keeping heavily stocked households safe during the pandemic and beyond. Sarah Dulliff, NBC News.
Talking with your children about what's going on right now can be really hard, and that is why a local mother and her son put together a new book to help. It is called When the World Turned Upside Down. Good title. The author, Jessica Heckroth, is a preschool teacher. She says parents she talked to needed a way to explain to their kids why they weren't in school and why people were wearing masks.
This is really a lot for a young child to absorb, why everything just shut down and stopped and they're not seeing their friends and they're not going to school.
Jessica's son Thomas illustrated the book. If you're interested, it's available on Amazon. Several local universities are looking ahead to what is next. The Trib is reporting California University of Pennsylvania will reopen this fall, and Carnegie Mellon is expecting thousands of students to return to campus this August. Pitt also said that it has task forces working to transition back to life on campus.
JCPenney could join the growing list of businesses declaring bankruptcy. According to CNBC, the company could be forced to declare bankruptcy as soon as Friday. That's after it skipped a $12 million interest payment on a loan in April. The company is still in talks to continue funding its business during the bankruptcy process.
Mother's Day certainly was not typical this year, but there were still plenty of ways to celebrate moms yesterday. The Jewish Association on Aging held an in-person Mother's Day visit through windows, but there were tears. And there were also a lot of smiles. There was a plate of plexiglass in between residents and their families. The visits took place at Charles Morris Nursing and Rehab Center, Weinberg Village, and Weinberg Terrace.
I think she's doing well. I think we're doing as well as we can do. And it's all good so far.
The visits were by appointment only. They lasted about 20 minutes.
Taking a look at our forecast for the rest of the day today, 46 degrees. So I think temperatures are going to struggle today. It's going to be a raw day. We're going to have scattered showers, cloudy skies, windy conditions out there. Winds could occasionally gust to 30 and 35 miles per hour. This is your wind chill forecast. It's going to feel like the mid-30s over the next couple of hours when you factor in that wind, and then near 40 it feels like later on today. So you'll certainly need a coat if you're out walking your dog this afternoon. Storm Tracker does show the chance for a few scattered showers here through the rest of the day today. By early evening, we start to see these clear out, and we'll have a mostly cloudy sky overnight tonight and into the morning tomorrow. We're going to start to see some clearing. So a little bit of sun, some clouds early, but then the clouds will thicken up, I think, as the day wears on, because we're going to bring in another chance for a passing shower. Although light in intensity, the air is still very dry. So there is going to be a slight chance for a passing shower for the afternoon tomorrow. I went ahead and added that into the forecast. We do have a freeze warning that will be in effect from 2 to 8 a.m. as we track temperatures falling close to freezing once again tonight. We're looking at 33 degrees this morning. We had 38 right on the forecast low. 33 for the night tonight, mostly cloudy, west winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So the winds do lighten up. It's been a windy day. I'll show you that hour-by-hour wind forecast for tonight and tomorrow coming up in the next half hour. In the meantime, take a look at your morning planner. The temperatures will climb into the upper 30s as the sun comes up, but we're looking at a cool day overall, but definitely better than what we have been seeing out there today. We're looking at temperatures in the lower 50s in the afternoon as we increase the clouds throughout the day, bring in just a slight chance for a passing shower. Tomorrow in Beaver, about 54, 53 in Washington, and then low 50s as well in the Greensburg area. We do have a big weather pattern change that is coming into the forecast. We're looking at high temperatures surging into the 70s by the end of the week. So if we could just get through today, there is promise, and we'll actually see a gradual warm up as we head into the next couple of days and into the weekend. Here is the 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view, and we're going from 40s today to low 50s on Tuesday, near 60 with sunshine on Wednesday as high pressure builds back in. As we end the week, we bring in a slight chance for some showers and thunderstorms. I think better shot will be coming in as we head into the afternoon on Thursday with the thunderstorm chance. That is 70 degrees, 77 on Friday. And then what's going to happen is we're going to have a front that's going to be stalled across the area into the weekend. So some periods of showers and thunderstorms and some really warm weather in the forecast. We're looking at high temperatures climbing close to 80 degrees, and those low temperatures at night are going to be down in the low 60s. So it'll be feeling a lot more like June.
Victims of domestic violence are getting a lifeline from Giant Eagle, the life-saving information that goes with every order of groceries.
And more time to spend online for both shoppers and crooks, where Pennsylvania ranks when it comes to coronavirus scams. Next.
News is happening in your neighborhood. Channel 11 News is there.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, and Butler.
We cover news everywhere you live, not just downtown.
We're in Aliquippa, Coraopolis, and Moon.
Bringing you stories that impact your town. That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
More local news from more neighborhoods. That's a fact.
We're in Bethel Park, South Park, and Mount Lebanon.
When you want news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Johnson and Peggy Finnegan on Channel 11 News at 5.
Many of us are spending a lot more time online these days, and the Better Business Bureau says that is putting us at risk for scams like this one. Counterfeit coupons being offered on social media. The fake coupons are circulating for Trader Joe's, Starbucks, and Costco. The Better Business Bureau says if the coupon doesn't have an expiration date, it's likely a fake. They also say to watch out for a site that asks you for any personal information. Since the start of the pandemic, there has been an uptick in scam complaints.
According to socialcatfish.com, Pennsylvania ranks 6th in the nation with the most pandemic-related scams. They deal with robocalls, the census, stimulus checks, and fake cures. But that's not all. Some people on Twitter said there's a bogus one about Netflix and free passes. But if you click on the link, your info could be copied. There's also a working from home scam preying on people looking for work. They offer jobs over text message or long interviews, and once you hand over your personal information, they ghost you. There are also remote learning scams, sites that claim they are legit but are not. Always double check and confirm these sites are real before sharing any personal information.
There is new help for victims of domestic violence, why the grocery store may now be the safest place to find that help.
And more children have died from an illness doctors think is linked to coronavirus. It's marked by high fever and heart failure. The urgent search for answers just ahead.
During this time of crisis, Pittsburghers always come together.
The ballroom here has turned into a major food production line to help feed thousands of families.
We're doing 60,000 meals a week.
Channel 11 salutes the helpers. Channel 11 covers weather everywhere you live.
And we have the experience to get it right.
We know the unique weather patterns across our neighborhoods. It's why it can be raining in Beaver County,
while it's dry in Westmoreland County.
Weather coverage you can count on.
Watch Channel 11 News at 6.
Followed by NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
We continue to follow breaking news for you. Governor Tom Wolf says counties that defy orders and reopen before they are allowed could be denied state funding.
He also says that businesses that do reopen illegally could risk losing health department certificates, licenses, and insurance. And the state health department just released an update on cases across the state. There are 543 new cases statewide since yesterday. The total now more than 57,000. The health department also learned of 24 new deaths. More than 3,700 people have died from the virus statewide.
And fewer cases reported in our area. Only 8 new cases since yesterday in Allegheny County. There was 1 new case in Westmoreland, no new cases in Beaver, Butler, and Washington counties.
A Pennsylvania coroner is calling for the state's Secretary of Health to resign over the way the state is logging coronavirus deaths. The state uses an electronic death registry system instead of a paper death certificate. Monroe County Coroner Thomas Yannick says the system is under-reporting the number of deaths. He also says the system is too slow in reporting new deaths, making it difficult for families to arrange funeral services.
The numbers are always off. The information is always not correct or not totally correct. I think we could do better.
In terms of asking for my resignation, I always serve at the pleasure of the governor and will continue to serve under his leadership as Secretary of Health.
Dr. Levine says her department is working closely with county coroners to make sure the records are correct.
More children have now died from a mysterious illness believed to be related to COVID-19. Doctors and researchers are on an urgent search for answers. NBC's Kristen Dahlgren has the latest on what you need to know.
A search for answers, as 38 kids in New York City are now confirmed to have the mysterious illness called pediatric multisystem inflammatory syndrome.
This is every parent's nightmare. No one knew about it. Nobody was watching for it.
Statewide, there are now at least 85 cases. On Sunday, New York's governor announcing the state is investigating 2 more deaths after 3 children were already confirmed to have died from the rare sickness believed to be related to COVID-19. The syndrome causes life-threatening inflammation in the body and organs, with potentially serious effects on the heart. NBC News finding cases of the illness in 9 states and Washington, D.C.
The fact that it is affecting children is upsetting.
13-year-old Anthony Lawson is now in the ICU at Seattle Children's Hospital. About a week ago, he started showing signs of what his mom, Teresa, thought were allergies, itchy eyes, fever, and a headache. But within a few days, those symptoms took a dangerous turn.
Once we got to Children's Hospital, we met him in the cardiac ICU, where we were told that it appeared that he was in the middle of heart failure. They ended up taking a blood test and were able to discover that that blood test came back positive for the COVID-19 antibodies.
Doctors now alerting the public to a range of symptoms, including fever, rashes, abdominal and chest pain, change in skin color, and rapid heart rate, with symptoms often mirroring more commonly known inflammatory illnesses like Kawasaki disease and toxic shock syndrome.
The CDC and New York State are now working on developing criteria that can be used nationwide for the disease. The bottom line is this is rare. Most kids do recover, but it can develop up to 6 weeks after a coronavirus infection, even in children who didn't know they had COVID-19. And the docs I've been talking to say there is no way at this point for them to tell which kids might be at risk. Kristen Dahlgren, NBC News, New York.
The Greensburg Community Development Corporation wants to know the impact the coronavirus shutdown has had on businesses. They want to know how it compares to the rest of the country. An anonymous survey of city business found that virtually all have lost revenue and more than 60% have furloughed staff. The results could help the group determine how to help with grant applications.
There is a new way for victims of domestic violence to get the help they need, and it's here at the Giant Eagle. Channel 11's Carissa Pida shows us the resources that are coming to the checkout line.
13,000 of these postcards have been printed out, and you'll find them at the end of every checkout line in Giant Eagles across Allegheny County. This in an effort to reach domestic violence victims in what could be their only opportunity to leave the house. Shoppers heading to Giant Eagle this week will notice these purple postcards at the end of every checkout line. They say home can be a dangerous place, particularly during the COVID-19 crisis. Nicole Molinaro is the president and CEO of the Women's Center and Shelter of Greater Pittsburgh, where they are helping victims with shelter and support, and came up with the idea of these postcards as a way to reach women who are isolated.
Some people may not know that help is even available, so being able to see this as they're in line at the grocery store, at the Giant Eagle, can really make a big difference. They can see it and realize, oh my goodness, there is somewhere I can turn for help.
Domestic violence cases are high right now. Police in our area responding more frequently to calls for help from victims stuck home with their abusers. It's not an issue just in Western Pennsylvania or even the United States, but across the globe. The United Nations Secretary General saying as the economic and social pressures and fear have grown, we have seen a horrifying surge in domestic violence.
There is hope and there is help. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, while domestic violence is increasing in both severity and in frequency, we really want to make sure that those who are experiencing it realize that they're not alone.
The harsh reality for some survivors, even with the info at their fingertips, they still may not be able to call for help at this time.
We are all open and serving and here to help now and here to help after the pandemic when you might be safer to contact us.
In addition to these postcards, the Women's Shelter is also partnering with the Greater Pittsburgh Food Bank in an effort to attempt to reach more potential victims. Reporting in Allegheny County tonight, I'm Kara Sapaida, Channel 11 News.
If you or someone you know is in an abusive relationship, help is available. We have numbers for the Crisis Center and the National Domestic Violence Hotline up right now. They're staffed 24 hours a day, and if you need help right away, call 911.
Organizers are working to move Pittsburgh Pride celebrations to the fall. The Delta Foundation says they're in contact with other Pride festivals across the country about the plans, as well as local and state leaders. So far, no date has been set. They say safety is their top priority. The festival was originally planned for July. A deadline is looming if you want to get your coronavirus economic impact money electronically. The IRS says Wednesday is the last day you'll be able to enter your banking information to have your check deposited directly into your account. You can use the Get My Payment tool on irs.gov to do that. On Wednesday, the IRS will begin preparing millions more files for paper checks that will begin arriving through late May and into June.
It's been a windy day today. Those strong winds will continue into this afternoon. We're looking at sustained winds up around 10 to 20 miles per hour with higher gusts to 30 and 35 miles per hour as you take a look at your wind forecast. Good news is winds do come down later tonight, so winds right around 5 to 10 miles per hour into your Tuesday morning. Tuesday afternoon, though, I think those winds increase a little bit up to around 10 to 15 miles per hour with occasional gusts to about 20 miles per hour the way it looks right now. Temperatures tonight are falling right back down into the low to middle 30s. We're in for another cold night, but I want to show you a rebound in the temperatures and why we're going to see a nice warm up in the forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Decision 2020 has looked a lot different since the start of this outbreak. How will campaigns work heading towards the big vote? The changes both sides are making.
I'm Lisa Robertson, and we're launching a special version of Local Steals and Deals, shining a spotlight on small businesses. They're the backbone of America, and we need them to thrive now more than ever. Join us in making a difference. Text USA to 65,000 to learn more.
You hear us say Channel 11 News 11 at 11 all the time.
But this is what it means.
It means you get 11 minutes of news and weather before the first commercial.
It means we deliver breaking news, local news happening now, and details about what's happened since 6.
All before the first commercial.
11 at 11 means I'll track storms and bring you your first look at weather before the first commercial.
Channel 11 News 11 at 11.
11 minutes of news and weather before the first commercial.
Watch tonight.
Make sure you know everything happening in the morning. Watch Channel 11 Morning News.
Now to Decision 2020 coverage and the impact of the coronavirus. It is changing the way elections and campaigns are being run. Pennsylvania's primary election has been postponed to June 2nd.
And the presidential election is now less than 6 months away. Our Washington correspondent Blair Miller spoke with his contacts in both parties to find out how different this election could be.
The Republican National Committee launched this website called Protect the Vote, aimed at fighting election fraud. It comes at a time when many question what's ahead with the election, with some primaries being postponed or potentially canceled. The Democratic National Committee wants to make sure nothing happens to change the election date.
Certainly, we're keeping a close eye on everything Donald Trump does, but that would be an unconstitutional move, and we're confident the election will continue.
I asked Republican Committee Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel what would happen if people are still staying home.
We are not in any way, shape, or form proposing postponing this election. We are full steam ahead. We expect the election to go on in November.
McDaniel herself just started to resume travel to try and build up the strategy for President Trump's re-election bid. Vice President Joe Biden is also working up a plan for now doing everything online.
Whether we're communicating with voters virtually or whether we're making phone calls or hosting Zoom roundtables, we're continuing to meet the voters where they are and get our message out.
Travel's limited, just like the rest of the country. We'll see what happens as different states open up. We want to make sure that we're abiding by the social distancing guidelines.
Another big thing to watch, how the summer conventions play out. The Republicans told me they still believe they will have some kind of in-person convention. The Democrats didn't go that far, only saying they're looking at all of their options. I'm Blair Miller for Channel 11 News.
It's not always easy getting to the dentist in an emergency, especially now. How Pitt's dental school is helping ease people's pain during the pandemic.
No, you have a lot of questions.
I talked to PNC's chief economist about what to expect.
Significant downturn in the Pittsburgh area. This likely to be not quite as bad as what we see in the rest of the country.
Stay with Channel 11 for answers about coronavirus.
When news is happening near you, Channel 11 is there.
Aliquippa, Coriopolis, Moon. We cover news everywhere you live.
That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, Butler. For news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Severe weather coverage where you live.
On Channel 11 News.
So what do you do if you have a terrible toothache and your dentist's office is closed right now? A woman from Monroeville has been running out of options. Channel 11's Catherine Amenta found out how a video chat helped stop the pain.
I woke up Monday morning in the worst pain ever.
Angela Sharonis desperately tried to get a dentist's office on the phone back on March 30th. It was during the heart of the pandemic lockdown.
I didn't know what I was going to do, and I work in healthcare, so I didn't know what I was going to do.
With offices closed, the best she could do was leave messages. And then it got so bad, she almost went to the ER. But then she texted her boss.
And she said, well, why don't you call the Pitt Dental School?
Pitt School of Dental Medicine has been providing dental care to patients from all over our region for generations. So she called, and within the hour, Dr. Stephen Levine had called her back and was already assessing her condition.
Everybody we talk to needs to see a dentist. There's no doubt about it. It's just what we're trying to do, like in anything in telehealth, is delay the face-to-face meeting and keep it remote for safety purposes.
Soon after she was picking up an antibiotic at Giant Eagle, the pain went away and is now waiting for her regular dentist's office to reopen.
I don't know that I ever would have done a telemedicine dental visit unless I was in the middle of a pandemic with the worst pain that I've ever had in my life.
Dr. Levine says it's just the latest change in a COVID-19 world, and Pitt Dental Medicine is fully embracing the technology. While Angela's appointment was over the phone, in the future, Dr. Levine says they plan to expand.
And it'll incorporate video. So if I can see some things and we can do some, reasonable testing at home with you, our world has changed in 2 months. It's monumental what we've done in 2 months. It's amazing to me.
Catherine Amena reporting, and Dr. Levine says if you call the school for help, a doctor will call you back, not a student. Also, check with your dental insurance because companies like Cigna have also been rolling out their own teledentist options over the last few weeks.
Penn State won't let the pandemic stop you from learning. They're now offering free webinars. One being held tomorrow afternoon is called Helping Children Through the Disruption. 2 more are planned for Wednesday and Thursday.
Cloudy with scattered showers, windy conditions, and cold out there today as we take a look over the city. The camera's been shaking. The winds have been up today. Here's a look at our day plan. Our temperatures, I think, will struggle to get into the mid-40s this afternoon with that strong northwesterly wind. The winds will gust up to 30 and 35 miles per hour, as I showed you a little bit ago in the wind forecast. Here's our storm tracker maps. This afternoon, we are still looking at that chance for a few passing showers, and we're going to continue that chance into the late afternoon. Now, once we get closer to 7 or so, I think the rain will ultimately start coming to an end, especially in the Pittsburgh area. And overnight tonight, we're going to keep a mostly cloudy sky around, but the rain will be out of here. We're going to have some breaks in the clouds, I think, for early Tuesday morning, but then we're going to have some clouds throughout the afternoon. So overall, it's going to be a partly sunny sky. So we're going to increase the clouds, and our data has been starting to come together a little bit more with that chance for rain in the afternoon. The air's still really dry, so at this point, I'm not expecting heavy torrential thunderstorms or downpours, but definitely some light passing showers are very well possible for the afternoon. On Tuesday, we'll keep our eye on it. Tonight, in the meantime, we've got that freeze warning in place. The temperatures are going to be falling down into the lower 30s with about 33 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky. And again, those winds will be lighter, right around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Speaking of the cold, I wanted to show you the coldest starts to a May. So when we look at the average temperature for the first basically 10 days of the month, it factors in the highs and the lows. You can see 46.8 degrees from 1917, 48 degrees here in May of 2020, and you can see how it ranks up there with 1966 and 1908, so definitely one of the coldest starts we've seen in a while. You can see our temperature forecast for the day tomorrow. We're going from 30s in the morning to upper 40s at noon and then low 50s in the afternoon. So it's going to be a cool day, well below the average. The average temperature is 70. That's where we should be. So it is definitely going to feel a lot cooler out there and definitely not feeling like May by any means. You can see our temperature forecast for the day tomorrow in Beaver: 54, 53 in Greensburg, and 53 degrees in Washington. We do have a pattern change coming into the end of the week and weekend, and that's going to be a ridge of high pressure building when we look at upper levels of the atmosphere. And when that happens, that can allow the temperatures to really pump up. So I'm expecting this to happen, as well as a warm front that's going going to be kind of hanging around the area. So that's going to lead to the temperatures climbing into the upper 70s by the end of the week. But as I mentioned, that front is hanging around, and with a couple of weather disturbances passing on by, it's going to bring us that chance for some showers and storms from Thursday into Friday and Saturday and Sunday. So we're really going to have to watch where that boundary sets up and where these storm chances will set up as well. But it does look unsettled, and we are looking at high temperatures close to June levels, near 80 by the weekend.
With a lot of people doing little to no driving these days, our cars are being ignored. Consumer advisor Clark Howard warns that could lead to safety issues the next time you go for a drive.
Okay, this is crazy. Two friends in less than a week both went out to drive their vehicles and found they were dead. Why? Because a lot of us are measuring gallons of gas and how many weeks we drive to use up a single gallon of gas. And vehicles just are being unloved right now. Well, now people are starting to do more, and they're getting out and they're like, my car won't start. So know this, if you are at home, you're spending most of your time there, remember to go drive your vehicle around. 5 minutes will do, but get it out there at least once a week and take it on its paces. And one thing in particular, if you've let your vehicle sit for a long time, one thing any auto mechanic will tell you, look at the tires. See if you've damaged the tires by letting it sit too long, because that could be a real safety problem for you when you do get up and go. I'm Clark Howard.
A bear barged into a cabin in the Smoky Mountains. The sweet treats he took off with next.
Breaking News Desk is really an invaluable tool.
You're going to get breaking news as it's happening. You can be assured that everything I tell you is something that's important that's going to impact your day.
We have an anchor now dedicated to following the latest information as it comes in.
I know the neighborhoods, I know the school districts, and that really helps to inform you so that you know if something is going to impact your family.
As soon as she gets that information, the Breaking News Desk is able to go on air, bring that information to you and share it.
That is a resource no one else has. If you see me on the Breaking News Desk, you know it's an important story.
Nobody can read between the lines like Judge Judy.
Protective gear is in short supply for some hospitals around the country. So when the Cleveland Clinic put out a desperate call for face masks, the Amish community came through in a big way. Not far from the clinic, they have about 10,000 seamstresses. So boxes and boxes of handmade masks were sent out. Within 48 hours, the clinic had 12,000 masks and eventually 150,000.
We are a tight-knit community, and I guess we were taught that from our youth, helping each other out.
Many people in the Amish community are out of work right now, so they said they were happy to help.
Bears are commonplace in the Smoky Mountains, but they don't usually make themselves at home like this. Two friends say they were in a cabin in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, when a bear forced open the door and came right inside. And if one bear inside the cabin wasn't scary enough, there were 3 more waiting on the porch.
It was just almost surreal. It was just like a fight or flight. Like I just have to remove us from this situation, you know, and make sure that at least we're in a safe place.
Police helped the bear get out of the house. It got away with about 5 pounds of Reese's peanut butter cups, some Sour Patch Kids, and 2 bags of potato chips. Maybe that's what it smelled. Maybe that's what it was looking for, you think? Possibly.
WPXI is proud to partner with UPMC to present Community Matters.
With the COVID-19 situation, some people are feeling disconnected, restless, or even uncertain. Joining me today to talk about how people can keep from going stir-crazy is the Senior Director of Clinical Services at UPMC Western Psychiatric Hospital, Dr. Jennifer Beckjord.